Alright, guys. Welcome. Welcome to the arcade. I'm Mr. Pebbles, and this is Golden Treasure the Great Green. In this game, you play as a dragon going through the various stages of life, and it is in the style of old click adventure games. So I'm pretty excited to get started. Sound is okay. DWAGONS. Alright, let's get started. This is a bit of a longer game, so I am not going to play this all in one setting. The very beginning, of course. Oh yeah, I did play the heck out of this. But I don't remember much because it was a few years ago. Oh my gosh, we're going Lord of the Rings. I completely forgot everything about this game. It's Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins, the bravest little hobbit of them all. You are alone in the chamber. There is one wall which surrounds you utterly in every direction and on every side. The ball is made of love, and it embraces you. Its inherent goodness is an obvious and complete truth. There is a rhythm in the chamber, a beat and a flow which has always been. It is the only way you can tell between sleeping and waking. When awake, you can feel the rhythm, and when asleep, you cannot. Which time do you enjoy most? I enjoy being awake. I prefer the quietest sleeping time. Oh, absolutely, sleepy times. Even now, in the chamber, you sense the power of the hidden currents, the loving embrace of the unchanging abyss, and the gentle silences of the world. Yeah, this is one of those games where everything you choose is going to affect something. You have gained a large amount of water mastery. Yep. Then, after a time, you hear the voice. At first, you did not know there was a voice, only a strange sensation unfolding in your mind, a soothing warmth, pulses of orange color, and the comforting taste of brimstone on your tongue. And yet you are alone here in the chamber. Could there be something outside? You reach out, forming a colored echo in your thoughts and sending it beyond your reality. And you are rewarded with an explosion of purest joy ringing through your essence and echoing through your mind. In time, you learn the differences between the emotions, the colors of the mind that the voice outside the wall would pour into you through its mind song, in which you would pour back. And so you discover happiness and sadness, anger and calm, fear and curiosity, and an innumerable spectrum of others. And then the images come, pictures etched in neon relief in your mind by the song of the voice. They are images of amazing beings, of stately tree and honorable, reliable stone. Hey, that's me. Of chattering stream and murmuring sea, and of the great giver who is also called Sun, and of the great birther who receives from Sun and gives birth to all things, who is also called Earth. Earth and Sun are the greatest of beasts, mightiest of the animals, but next to them in might are your people, the true children of above and below, the kin unto each other, who are also called Drak. The voice then asks you a question. O tiny kin yet to be, what shall you become? Sun, the radiant one, the great giver who rules and slays and is slain and reborn each day, or Earth, whose circle dances to Sun's music, who nurtures, peaceful and omnipotent, births all good beasts, knows all silent secrets, and abides forever. For me is the power and the glory and the rise and the fall of both. I wish to be Sun. For me is the knowing and the healing and the dance of the circle. I wish to be Earth. I'm gonna go ahead and choose Earth. Right? What do you guys think? Yeah, we're gonna go with Earth. That seems to be the consensus. The voice responds by singing a vision and feeling of cool, damp earth pregnant with green life into you. Yeah, it does sound a bit arrogant. The sun option. It sounds like Smaug. On this path lies a power hidden but great. May you find a deeper peace amidst the violence of existence. Yeah, that's a good path. Got some earth mastery, it looks like. Time has little meaning in the chamber, marked only by the rhythm within you. The wall also seems to embrace you just a little more closely with each moment. The voice from outside leaves and returns again and again, continuing to instruct you gently and at a slow pace, ensuring that you can receive its song and build yourself around it. It teaches you of many good beasts, those of fur and scale and feather and fin. Some are swift like the hopping long-ear, and some are powerful like the horned grazers, but all are good and all have their own music. Most importantly, it teaches you the two great laws. First, that you are a destroyer. To live is good, and you may only preserve your life by tearing away the life of others. You must destroy. Find that which calls to you and destroy it, and take it into yourself and grow mighty. If you fail to destroy, you will waste away and be yourself destroyed, and all your music will become silenced. Second, that you are a creator. All creators are one of two kinds: givers who must give of their essence during the dance of creation, or birthers who receive the essence and weave new life from it, bring it forth in the fullness of time. When you have grown great, you must seek out another who is also great and of opposite nature, and through the dance of creation become a source of the future. Ooh, they're talking about sex. If you fail in this... Oh, wait. Hold up, game. If you fail in this, the destiny of the children of heaven and earth will waste away, and where there might have been the echo of your music in the time beyond yourself, there will be only silence. So it is, was, and shall be. I know, oh my gosh. Racy. There is a brief silence during which you sense there is space enough for one question. What do you do? I ask how best to consume the essence of others. I ask if the voice is my creator. Was it one of the two whose dance created me? I ask how to do the dance of creation. I ask whether it is possible to live without destroying others. I quietly consider these deep within myself and sought no answers from the voice. Which one? Ask how to do the dance? Be a naughty child? Or I'm kind of leaning towards consider these deep within myself and seek no answers. Or ask whether it's possible to live without destroying others. Okay, yep. Consensus seems to be this one. Be not crippled by fear, nor by shallow sympathy. There is no other way to exist. All of the uncountable beings in the one song are destroyers, great and small. Such has been commanded to all by the beast of time and space, which is also called reality, and so you must accept it with joy. But you shall choose what you will become a destroyer of, and what you will not, and in that choice lies power to bring change. I gained some earth and water mastery. Beyond the two great laws, sings the voice, there is one lesser law. It is not great. If you violate it, you shall not be destroyed. Nevertheless, taste this truth and chain it within your mind. You must seek treasure. Oh yeah, because we're a dragon. Treasure comes in many kinds, but you will know it when you find it. Treasure is something rare and of worth it to all of the true children of heaven and earth. By taking treasure as your own, you shall prove your greatness to other kin. Whether obtained by strength of body or of mind, or any other thing, it matters not. All that matters is that you must gather all treasures to yourself. Some are obvious but well guarded, and some require little strength but are difficult to find. None, though, are both obvious and easily obtained, or they would not be treasure. Scroll back up. If I do not need it to survive, why must I seek treasure? What is the greatest treasure? Are all treasures such as can be smelled and touched and seen? Will you give me a treasure, great voice? I allow silence to reign, seeking answers within myself. What is the greatest? Alright, we'll go with that. What is the greatest treasure? You can tell from the cerulean tinge in its song that the voice is pleased with such an ambitious question, but the song which comes back is circuitous and uncertain. While some treasures are surely greater than others, no one treasure has yet been sung by of the kin as the greatest of all. There was once a kin who gathered so much of one of the elements of reality that the element ceased to exist at all outside of that kin's lair. There was once a kin who found a world, great and varied as our own, but as tiny as the seed of the smallest flower, and sealed it in a container which whispered great and mighty secrets in the form of 1,000 histories of lands beneath the notice of even the smallest insect. There was once a kin who discovered the deepest truth of growth, and grew so vast that the sun, the great giver, took notice and sang down to it with a holy song never heard before or since, and even these were not called the greatest treasure. Oh, man. Perhaps it does not exist, or perhaps you at last shall be the kin to find the greatest of treasures. I bet. Air, fire, and water mastery. The voice's song grows softer. Now I leave you, my kin, and my creation. You may never hear my song again, nor I yours. Oh no, it's Mom. I have imparted the two great laws, as is my duty. You are a destroyer, and you are a creator, and these truths are woven into you like warmth into blessed flame. If you ceased to be a destroyer or creator, you would no longer be kin. And you know of the lesser law, the seeking and taking of treasure. Though you may survive and be well fed and strong of body, you have no treasure and will never be called great among the kin. You will never know the pleasure of the dance of creation, and your creator self will languish in a frigid void. All other laws are false. These alone bind us. Remember that you are Draken. All other beings of this world must stand in the shadow of your beautiful and terrible music. The rhythm which you feel now flowing through you is the rhythm of life. To have the rhythm within you is to be alive. To be silent without the rhythm is the perfect sign of death. Nature shall now be your guide, companion, and opponent, your friend, enemy, and always, always your teacher. There is no being born of earth, the great birther and sun, the great giver, greater than you. The music of our people is great. Rejoice, knowing that your essence has been woven into such a body, and that such a fate is yours. When you at last escape from the wall which I have put around you, both to keep you safe and to test you, then you will be worthy to begin the great adventure which some call life. And with that final message, the idea of yourself exploding from potentiality into reality, the voice fades and is gone, and you know it will not return. How do you feel in that moment? Relieved to be alone again, excited to begin the mysterious journey ahead, abandoned by my creator, admiration for my creator, or nothing? Oh, I think admiration. Or maybe excited. What do you think? Excited or admiration? Or one of the others? Excite. We'll go with excited. You are eager to show the world how great you are, how much greater you shall become. You dance a tiny, tiny dance within the confines of the chamber and sing raw, pure songs of hope and longing into the nothingness beyond the wall. Adorable. Air, fire, and water mastery. For a time, you're left alone again within the chamber. You feel the measured beating of your rhythm within you and drift in and out of consciousness. The wall seems to have gotten smaller, hugging you tightly indeed. Your rhythm has swelled into mighty chords, and your breath is fierce against your legs. Suddenly and without warning, the voice returns. It is not a measured song rife with ordered sigils as last time, but a lurid gash of feelings and ideas suddenly thrust upon you. Beware the other seed, the no-tails, the flat faces. Beware their terrible music. Beware the seed of the others. Beware. And suddenly there is an awful silence, a space left behind where something should have been. No other voices enter your mind. A few times you think you may be receiving a song, but it always appears to be simply yourself echoing tiny hopes, fears, and dreams. Meanwhile, the wall which is made of love and which has always, always embraced you, is squeezing you very tightly. Its love, once so pure and benign, has become toxic. You are pressed so mercilessly that you can barely breathe, and to make matters worse, you feel a horrible emptiness, a draining within your core. You must do something. Push against the wall, or be silent, breathe, and wait. Should push against the wall, I think. We gotta do something. We push. It loves you, you know, but now it must be broken. You push and struggle, feeling your body move this way, then that, but the wall thwarts your every move on every side. It is not through pushing, but rather through unfolding your whole self, limb by limb and muscle by muscle, that you at last achieve the first true success in the music of your life. You hear not with your mind, but with your ears, your actual ears, the cracking and crunching of the wall as it breaks slowly apart, and then you see with your own eyes first vision of true light. Gain some air and fire mastery. Oh, here we go, here we go. Crunch, Part 1. Happy those early days when on some gilded cloud or flower my gazing soul would dwell an hour, and in those weaker glories spy some shadows of eternity. Henry Vaughan, The Retreat. Oh, there I am! You are somewhere inside the body of Earth, the great birther. Her semi-soft flesh is veined here and there with the grasping roots of trees, or blockaded by stones who stare blindly at you. The air here tastes of comfort and slumber, and your own body feels as though it is in good condition. But you feel a burning in your core. You know that it is the destroyer within, eager for substance to fuel your being. If you fail to find anything to destroy, the emptiness will overtake you and your life will be lost. You sense nothing to consume here, though. A few illuminating rays tumble in from above, but your vision is still dim and unsteady. Perhaps you could leave this place by crawling up the tangle of roots overhead. Whenever you consider a task which your will alone cannot conquer, you will get a sense of whether you will succeed or fail based on your elemental attributes. Climbing up the roots would require a certain amount of fluidity and flexibility, which are the domain of the water element. Red indicates you cannot succeed, or at least not without problems, in your current state, while green indicates your feeling that you certainly can. Yellow means that it is too close to be sure. As you make choices, your health and energy may be affected as well. Success brings benefits, but be not too afraid of failure. Through it, all beings learn and grow strong, while success has little to teach. Now choose, newborn. What will you do? Examine what is left of the wall, claw your way through the hard earth downwards in the direction of Earth's embrace, claw your way through the softer soil sideways and upwards towards the light. Use your limbs and jaws to climb directly up the hanging roots. I think we should climb up the roots, and it looks like we can do that because it's green. Maybe I could eat the wall. I don't think that's an option, but I can climb up. You flow steadily upwards through the hidden spaces between the roots and stones, twisting your body to fill the empty spaces. The light grows as you emerge into a still larger chamber. Maybe that'll be an option eventually. Look at me, I'm so cute! This space is much larger than the last, and though you're still sheltered by Earth's body, light is more plentiful here. You may be approaching her skin. A clean azure flavor slides across your tongue. Water, the comforter and supporter of all life, is here, gathered into a still body before you. Something within you resonates with it, drawing you towards it. What is your will? Draw closer to the water. Leave this place behind. The light outside calls urgently. Maybe get a sippy sip? You move closer. You get eaten by a trout. Oh, look at me. There I am. Hydrate or dihydrate? Yep, that's right. And for the first time, you see yourself. Your body, sculpted and painted by time and space, is almost beyond description. Your armor shines subtly with Earth's rich hues, like the promise of precious things buried deep. Your feathers, each one dyed with more colors than you know the names of, long for the touch of air, and you are crowned with plumes so that all other good beasts may know your sovereignty. Your long neck, graceful limbs, and supple tail transform every motion into a weaving cascade of flowing movement. Seeing your true form for the first time, you feel surprised, afraid, proud, peaceful. I think peaceful. I look pretty good. I'm so I'm so pretty. Deep within your mind, you knew the truth of what you were, even when you were in the chamber. Yes, this is reality. This is the body into which your essence has been woven. These are the limbs with which you will walk the paths of this life, the teeth and claws with which you will mete out the judgment of your destruction upon other beings. This is the fruit of your creators, and this is the body whose legacy may be bequeathed to others if you survive long enough and are found worthy. This is yourself. You are content. Gain some earth mastery. What is your will? Consume some of the water. Yep, definitely going to consume. Hey, look, you can see down here. It gives me some energy too, so yes, hydrate or dihydrate. You lower your mouth to the body of water and use your tongue to take some of it into you. It flows pleasantly down, trickling to your core, relieving you of a little of the emptiness within and soothing your essence. Take and sippy. You have gained a little energy. Water's reputation as a friend to all life is apparently well deserved. Your core demands something which water alone cannot slake, though. With nothing else to do within this space, you follow the whispering air and light outward. Take a moment to appreciate this a little bit. Now that you have emerged from the Great Mother's flesh, you can see her more completely, and her power and beauty are beyond your wildest hope. The trees are her feathers, and the mountains her spine. Her breath is the wind, and her essence flows in streams, rivers, and the distant sea. Above you, sun, the great giver, shines his own endless essence down upon the earth. He blazes above you, mighty in his glory, beautiful and shameless in his circle dance of creation, by which all that carries the rhythm of life is ultimately begotten. The air between them is sweet with life and light, the fruits of their union. The wind blows, teasing your wings. A wild desire to tread the air, to rise above, fills you. What will you do? Embrace the winds, spread your wings and fly. Know your limitations, climb down from the promontory safely. Oh boy, what do you think? Yeah, nah, we're gonna fly. Consensus. Look at that. Look at me go. You spread your wings and leap fearlessly from the heights, knowing that Earth cannot hold your Draken greatness. For a single beautiful moment, you hang in the air, and then Earth rushes swiftly at you. Frantic flailing of your limbs does nothing. You tumble to the ground, crashing through treetops, thin limbs and bushes, and then the cruel, unforgiving ground. Oop. Gained some air mastery and some fire mastery. That was some hilarious pictures there. Look, there I am. Boo. Body ringing with pain, you slowly recover from nature's rebuke. Apparently, you are not yet worthy of treading the boundless paths of the above. You sense that you have much growing and learning to do before you can realize your dream of a few moments ago. Your miserably failed attempt at flight seems to have been witnessed by a small winged beast, a lesser child of earth and sun. It stands out against its surroundings in bold black and white. It laughs at you, insulting you with a mocking song. The mighty Draken once ruled over Earth. Now I have seen Earth rules their race. O thou who have tried to fly just after birth, are chained like a slave by her downward embrace. Chick, 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 chick. Let the sham of my song and your body's own pain teach you this. Only reach for what you can attain. Chick, 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 chick. Yeah, gonna eat that bird. How will you respond? Reply with a mockery song of your own. Endure the mockery calmly. Attempt to get it to divulge a secret. Attack the insolent white-black. Hang on, though. Let's, rap battle is interesting. But divulging a secret is also interesting. It doesn't look like... Yeah, talked into secret. Let's see. You express your deep admiration of its beauty. Oh yeah, flattery. We're going the Smaug. Reverse Smaug. You express your deep admiration of its beauty, noting the subtle blue shimmers within its dark feathers and the pearl-like shine of its lighter parts. You confess envy of its ability to dance so very gracefully upon the wind, and the legendary cleverness of its people. It seems it is quite prone to flattery. Preening its feather proudly, it sings, "Truly, this hatchling knows beauty as beauty. My people know secrets, such is our duty. One of your Draken met death here today. Destroyed by the tailless, so the winds say. And yet in destruction a secret it keeps, a treasure within its great jaws there still sleeps. As it wings away, you reflect on the power of understanding others. By appealing to the white-black's vain nature, you are able to get something valuable for a very small price. Its words, however, disturb you. What are the tailless, and can they possibly be more powerful than a kin? Perhaps the kin was young, or perhaps the white-black was mistaken. Still, you cannot help but feel troubled. Okay, so there's a dead dragon with something in its jaws. Moving on, you allow the hillside to guide you downward. You have been following the path of a swift-running river for some time when you are struck by a powerful scent. Flicking your tongue out, you taste the sacred essence of one of the kin on the breeze, floating on twin wings of pain and decay. There's another flavor as well, something strange, something animal but not, something other. You shudder, your feathers raising upward involuntarily. What could these strange scents mean? The kin whose scent you now smell could possibly explain, but you are now hatched, and beyond the chamber, all kin are rivals, seldom welcoming the scent of another drac in their territory. Still, there is something familiar in that scent, something which tugs at the corner of your mind. Steeling yourself, you carefully draw it closer to its source. Oh, this is the dead. Oh, no! The true enemy is man all along. Destruction. The horrible stillness of a body empty of spirit. The noble red essence of a great kin, shed not in a true dance of destruction, but trapped, tortured, the confusion, the pain. Oh no, this is my mom. And the synergy between its scent and yours, you know without doubt, this was the great being who instructed you as the voice. This was one of your creators. Its rhythm is now silence, its songs forever stilled. Already tiny spirits of decay infest the vast body, feeding off of it, reducing it to void. Something is clawing at you from within, straining at your heartbone and flooding your mind. Fear and rage and shuddering nausea overtake you, one after another, growing and writhing within. You feel yourself instinctively belch fire seed into the back of your throat, only just managing to swallow it again, denying it the chance to explode into a searing flame to consume the things which now sing and dance near the ruins of the one who created you. The things, what are they? There's something wrong with them, something very, very wrong. They seem to have more than one skin, some of them belonging to other animals. The brightness of their body heat is darkened by the cold, dead hides they cover themselves with. There is something strange about their oily scents, something familiar, but alongside that, something completely other, like no true animal. They clutch strange things in their forepaws which you cannot identify, though they reek of the blood of trees. But most horrifyingly, they have no tails. They are tailless. Absolutely horrifying. No tails. What is this? You are split inside, the air within you screaming to run away as fast as you can from this place, and the fire within urging you to destroy these no-tails. Decide quickly. Oh, but we know that she's got a secret inside her mouth. So, I'm going to try to keep silent and draw closer. You flatten your body to the ground and creep forward. This is the empty shell of one of the kin, its rhythm stilled. The great body, constructed over hundreds of turnings of the seasons, enurged by the destruction of thousands of lesser beings, lies quiet, destroyed within just a few moments. Before you hatched, you were taught that all things become silent in time. But beholding the corpse of this great being, one of your own creators, that truth seems all the more urgent and unassailable. The no-tails will notice your scent. Surely retreat from this place. No-tails are a threat to you. Destroy them. Examine the body more closely. And it's wiggling a little because I think we got that secret. Yes. Something is odd about the way the great kin's mouth is set. Gently prying open its jaws, which are already cooling as the void spreads throughout the dead shell, you discover something odd. One of your creator's incisors is made not of toothstone, but rather some kind of pale crystal. Your tail quivers and your head crest stands erect as you taste the air around this strange tooth. Something swims inside your mind, like prey lurking among watery reeds. You decide to swallow the stone for now and regurgitate it later when you have found a place to safely examine it further. Heck yeah! I got a crystal fang. One of your creator's teeth was replaced with this mysterious stone. It does not seem to be natural, and you can almost taste an ozone-flavored energy sleeping fitfully within. Perhaps another kin might be able to tell you more about this rare object. Now we're gonna run. Alright, Arn, I'll see you later. I'll probably still be streaming. I think whatever hits first, I was gonna do this for an hour or get through one cycle stage, but we'll see. You flow rapidly through the underbrush, scrambling over rotting tree corpses and crashing through shrubs until there is no trace of either scent or sound of the no-tails. They seem to possess some kind of terrible magic which allows them to cause harm even from far away. Again, this seems wrong beyond all possible definition of the word. Is not all order in the world dependent on the simple fairness of having to destroy your enemies with your own body? Perhaps the bizarre things are beyond your ability to deal with as a hatchling. You resolve to grow stronger so that you can bring destruction to them and all their misshapen kind. Avoid the no-tails at all costs, keeping safely away. Attempt to learn and imitate their strange magic. I think avoiding them for now. You cannot even begin to imagine their way. Everything about the tale defies understanding. You must survive, and for now, avoiding them completely is wisest. Perhaps one day. Air, Earth, and Water Mastery. You feel something small striking your armor. You turn to see what it is and find nothing, but then it happens again. And again, it is not painful, but it is annoying. Eventually you realize this must be rain, the sacred water of the sky which sometimes falls to bless the Great Mother, of which you were told while still in the chamber. Soon rain is falling everywhere, tumbling and vaulting off of leaves and sliding merrily down the grass. It makes it hard to smell and taste the air, and perturbs you as it splatters against your armor. You find shelter in what used to be the den of a family of fur beasts. Their scent lingers only on the edge of your consciousness, and they must have been gone for many suns or even moons. You dig it slightly deeper and broader with your claws, and then settle in, watching rain's downward dive. Yes, this should suffice for now. Surely grander lairs await you in the future, but you feel comfortable and safe in Earth's body. At last you have a moment to think. You pause, considering your situation. Alright, no traces of no-tails can be spelled near your den. Explore the valley, find treasures, and seek the entrance to the Great Green. Looks like my body is in good condition. I have no wounds. I am hungry. I got a decent collection of shiny things, making me feel capable and confident. A moment of reflection will make your current feelings and thoughts clear. Awareness of one's own state of being is key to survival in this harsh and beautiful world. You may also draw your thoughts towards any treasure or artifacts you have found. Shiny things! Minor baubles and shiny objects you have earned. I have 15. And I've got the Crystal Fang. There's little there now, but if you survive and are bold yet wise, you will gather many. Perhaps some will even have strange and wondrous powers. Here you can recall the many denizens of the Great Green you will meet. And because I've played this game before, I do have these guys memorized. But a big part of the game mechanic is memorizing these guys. And filling this out so that they're easier to hunt. And it's pretty fun. As you explore, hunt, and survive, your knowledge of each of the many tribes and peoples of good beasts will grow, and their secrets will be revealed to you. And if you wish to leave the waking dream of this life and return to your other reality, or change certain aspects of this one, you will find such thoughts here. Your progress will automatically be saved and remembered, so do not fear the void. Your relationship with the Great Four, the elements which make up reality, will be your key to survival. At any time, you may draw your thoughts towards the elements to more clearly comprehend their gifts. Each element bears a sigil which will grow and change as you gather more of the infinite truths of the world to yourself, and each governs a different aspect of your abilities. Fire element governs your physical strength and ferocity, as well as the power of your fiery breath. Water element governs your perception, empathy, and flexibility and strength. Earth element governs endurance, health, and fortitude. The more you understand and imitate this element, the more patient and difficult to destroy you will become. Air element governs quickness and intellect. Agility of both body and mind belong to this sphere. As you grow in understanding and experience, your degree of enlightenment within the four elements will increase. Each degree brings gifts. By recalling each specific element, you can remember which gifts you have earned and which temporary factors, such as injuries, might be affecting it. Earning gifts is not affected by temporary effects, and only when your natural level of enlightenment is high enough will you gain new abilities. Already your actions and decisions have strengthened your connections and granted you certain advantages, such as first grade of mastery in the fire element. Power strike. Physical attack deals heavy damage if you win the elemental clash. Second grade. Execute fire flash. Small amount of burning fire damage. Briefly blind your opponent. Ooh, I got a lot. Intimidate your opponent. Reducing their ability to think clearly and reducing their air affinity. Flowing strike. Light physical damage. Do additional damage based on the enemy's fire attribute. So yeah, as you can tell, this is very much RPG elements mixed in. Very old school. Very much a old school adventure style game. You can get lost in this for hours. Which is really great. Which is why I'm kind of putting a time, specific time on this, because otherwise I will just sit here and play this for 30 hours, as I have already done. And there was a sequel planned for this, right up to having a trailer released, I think, a summer of last year. But haven't heard anything since. Which is a real shame, because really looking forward to it. And it's funny. I don't want to say funny, but literally one of the endings to the game, and I'm telling you this because it's not the ending I'm going for, because it requires going through a maze with a bunch of math questions, and I had to go through a walkthrough in order to get that ending the first time, and I'm not doing that again. But the dragons literally build a spaceship. Not even joking. It's Dragon's spaceship ending. And the sequel follows that, so that is a canon ending, is the dragons build a spaceship. And it's literally the best thing I've ever seen. There are many ways to increase these masteries, such as learning secrets, observing nature, and in imitating the qualities of the elements. By making choices and discovering new things, you will grow in your understanding of the elements of reality. Remember that failure is a far better teacher than success. Mistakes and losses bring with them the best lessons. If you lose a challenge, you may suffer in the short term, but your elemental abilities are likely to increase. Certain treasures and gifts may also affect your elemental affinities. This cozy nook is a good place to rest. If your body has been damaged, it will slowly mend on its own, but spending a sun resting here will greatly increase the speed at which you recover. A few scratches will not hinder you, but any significant wound will impact your ability to hunt, to fight, and even to think clearly. The rain has passed and the great above has cleared, but the world is darkening. Night must be approaching. You slip out of your den to investigate. And the art in this thing is just amazing. You emerge in time to see your first sun ending, and as he dies in scarlet glory, new, smaller illuminations are born in the opposite corner of the sky. By the time sun has gone completely, they dominate the great above, a parade of holy light marching in a slow circle dance. You are taught of the stars while still in the chamber, but seeing them with your own eyes is a true wonder. Each of the stars has a color and a brightness not quite like any other. Some are red as the body of fire, some green as the grasses of earth, some blue as the deeps of water, some white as the clouds of the air. Some stand quietly firm in their color, and some sparkle and flash, shimmering gaily. Even in the great above, the four sacred elements hold their being. A cool wind blows over you, ruffling your feathers. Inspiration is striking. You feel compelled to let your voice ring out in song. What shall you sing? Great hymn to fire, great hymn to air, water, or earth. Let's say, yeah, we'll go ahead with air. Of the greatest of air I sing, that which flies free, that which cannot be bound. I sing of the air above, breath of the great mother, hunting ground of my people in ages past and future. I sing of the air within, flowing with the rhythm of life, taking and bestowing tiny infinities of existence. I sing of the swift air, the moving sea unseen, which urges all to action, which can be tasted in the flight of the prey and the pursuit of the predator, sacred dance of the ages. I am a mighty wind sweeping over the body of the great mother. Mighty trees shall bend in my presence. The waters will tremble and sing of me with quaking voice. There shall be no place which my body and mind shall not penetrate. I am unbound, swift, tumbling over myself gracefully, swirling and spiraling to new places, unseen and unsung of. Praise to air which bears us up and sets us free, urging us to unfold our wings and take flight into an unseen horizon. Praise to air which is, was, and shall be. That air which you have praised delivers the roar of your song to the far corners of the valley, and then returns them to you. As you hear the echo of your song, your tail curls in pleasure. You are free and unstoppable as the very air itself. To which wonderful places will this life take you? Large amount of air mastery. Yes. Your first sun is at an end, and it was more than you could have imagined, even with your Creator's instruction. Sleeping in your lair is almost like being back in the chamber, but now you know too much. Your mind wanders from thought to thought, seeking to guide itself. Your hopes and fears toss you back and forth, scraping you uncomfortably between what was and what might have been. You see your Creator lying silent before the no-tails, their chattering, screeching voices barking something incomprehensible as the red kin essence spreads along the ground. The white-black mocks you as you look on. You feel the dread 1-2 stomping of the tail is near you, upon you, over you. You slide underneath the mountains to hide from them, but there are tailors everywhere, smaller and stone-skinned underground, tall and willowy in the woods, coarse and shouting in the flatlands. It is not your precious essence they seek to shed, however. They are roaring for the flesh of something else, something older and more powerful than even a great kin. You wake briefly, and your second sleep is far less troubled. A new sun dawns, climbing laboriously over the mountains. Today you must emerge and seek your destiny. As you do, you may encounter many new things. You have not yet used your body to hunt and fight, nor have you ventured far from this makeshift den. Do you wish to learn of these things in depth, or do you wish to dive headlong into your destiny without lessons? I need no lessons. It's already a pretty hefty, text heavy. Kind of want to start getting into it. Okay, spent the past 2 suns hunting easy prey, testing your newly emerged body, and exploring your surroundings. You're now reasonably well fed and rested. The area you explored yesterday had a very strong scent, which was somehow familiar and yet carried an intriguing, salty tang. Could it be some new kind of prey, or perhaps a treasure of some kind? You set out to discover a new truth. Your exploration of the warm-wood meadow and the strange scent takes you to a vast region of rising hills lightly furred with brown heather and scaled with gray boulders. Air dances more freely here than among the trees, and many tiny beings flit to and fro. You have been exploring for less than half a sun when the chirping songs of the beings hidden in the grass suddenly stop and a massive shadow falls over you. Something huge in wings circle above. An adult kin. Suddenly it all comes clear. The scent you found was the border mark of an elder of your people, and you have thoughtlessly invaded its territory. Before you can meaningfully react, it is before you, landing surprisingly gracefully and quietly across your path. Oop, there he is. It is vast and beautiful, like a great nation unto itself, but blue, with accents like the storm-gray rocks of the hills. Its scales bear the 100,000 marks of the lovely brutality of kin life, and yet its essence shines healthy and bright from its melted gold eyes, the midnight slit of its pupil eyeing you surprisingly calmly. One of its teeth, you notice, is jet black. In your mind, you label this kin Darktooth. When it sings to you, you are shocked by the lucidity of color in its thought images, as well as the clear, sharp lines with which it divides its ideas. It is by far the loveliest song you have ever heard, more beautiful by far than the voice you heard while still in the chamber. O interloper, small and barely begun, sing to this elder kin of your future. Shall you perish here for your crime of violating the territory of a greater being, or will you live beyond the fall of this sun? Sing a song of defiance. You will live, you sing, for you will defeat the stark-toothed challenger. Oh my god, really? Tiny baby. Sing a song of repentance. Whether you live or die is not yours to choose now, but the choice of the greater being whom you have angered by your unknowing intrusion. Attempt to distract Darktooth and make your escape. I think it's better to beg for forgiveness right now. After hearing your song and watching your low-headed dance of submission, Darktooth's tail settles into a less threatening position. Oh, thank goodness. Humility is the beginning of wisdom. You may, perhaps, taste the morning sun's rays again. Gained air, earth, and water. As you lie there, flattened in submission, images begin to enter your mind, a sequential song of images and concepts, and it dawns on you that you are being instructed. Darktooth is teaching you many things. The song and Annunciation, in which you declare your presence in another kin's territory and request audience. The song of welcome, the song of challenge, and many other songs which unfold from the first. Dances which communicate more complex emotions and intentions than the ones you already know. Dances of respect, of warning, of curiosity, of uncertainty. Now, barely begun, what is my intention? Do I intend to destroy you and consume your young tender flesh? Speak of my hidden mind. Great One, you intend to destroy me. I sing a song of pleading. Do not silence the rhythm within me. Great One, you intend to allow me to survive this sun. I sing a song of thanksgiving for your mercy. Great One, I cannot know your vast mind, and I will not presume to do so. I mean, he taught me all that stuff. So I assume he's not going to, but also I'm not going to presume to know what he wants. So I'm going to choose that one. Your humility is fitting, but it is for naught. Open your mind and your senses to what I have done. Oh, yeah, I guessed right. What I instruct a being which I was to destroy, instruction is for those who will live to use it. Time is precious to all. Learn to listen, not only to hear. Air and earth. Darktooth extends its long neck towards you, bringing its vast stone-blue head so close you can feel the wind of its breath. You cannot help but tremble, but resist the urge to strike or flee. The elderkin flicks its tongue out, tasting the air around you, taking a moment to savor your scent. Its tail curls slowly as it settles back into the heather. Its head is turned to the side, looking away from you as though it is singing to itself. As one sun sets, another rises. It is now but a spark, tiniest of flames, to survive. It must learn the great contradiction. To every virtue there is an opposite which must be equally embraced. It must be bold yet cautious, proud yet humble, quick yet slow, fierce yet gentle. It must learn to spread itself between many truths. The lair it inhabits lies within the land of the tailless ones, the broken custodians. If it would build a land of its own, its destiny lies coldward, in the great green. It may survive in this valley for a short time, but it must leave before 2 moons have passed. If it does not, it shall be destroyed. I sing this to myself for my own amusement. Payment is not required. The elder's tail thumps once on the ground, gently for one of its size, but you still feel the tremor. Okay, so Otherwise, he's going to expect payment if I ask him for any sort of help. He knows everything, so that's not going to help. I'm going to ask for permission to leave his presence because I think that's it. You slide sideways slowly, miming the act of turning around without actually doing so, suggesting a retreat with your body. Darktooth accepts the request by rising and spreading its vast wings. On a new sun, once again we shall stand on this plain, the newly begun and the elder, and you shall grow stronger. Do not return empty-mouthed. Nothing shall be given for nothing, and something for something. I wonder if I can give him the crystal tooth. It bounds forward, striding over your submissive form as though it were nothing but a tiny shrub, gathering more momentum, and then spreading its wings, is borne aloft. It turns a wide circle in the air, flying over you. That which is above is like that which is below, it intones directly into your mind as it soars higher. All beginnings are endings, and all endings beginnings. You remove yourself from the edge of its territory as swiftly as you can, and wonder whether you will have the courage to return to this place again. So yeah, I do remember there is a time limit on, and this is telling you the time. Air Mastery. Roar at your opponents in battle. Small amount of physical damage. May overload their senses, reducing their water affinity. Alright, freedom. Hunt when you're hungry. Rest when you're injured. Make good use of the body and mind you have to discover the secrets of Heartbone Valley. A few dozen suns, if Darktooth is correct, and you must leave this temporary den for the emerald reaches of the Great Green, that vast unclaimed empire of trees which lies coldward from here. Your destiny is now in your jaws. The world is yours to discover, as it is for all life. So it is, was, and shall be. So if I remember right, this is my home. Nope, that's my home. The shallow section of one of the two streams which divide Heartbone Valley into its namesake shape is full of stones which have been smoothed and polished over many turnings by water's tender affections. Most are too dull and common to be of any real interest, but a very few of them are quite beautiful. You can spend a sun or 3 here searching for worthy baubles to add to your trove. You will, of course, find fewer and fewer with each new search, as the high-quality stones grow harder to find. Will you spend the sun searching for rare stones among their thousand common brethren? Yes, I will. Task threatens to become tedious, but the occasional rare discovery paired with water's trickling song keeps you interested long enough to find 7 stones worthy of becoming part of your collection. Perhaps you might return another sun for more, though the bounty will probably be reduced. Yeah, baubles. And this is pretty much how the game is. You discover new locations, you find baubles or special stuff. Your trove slowly grows. You go hunting when you're hungry. So I'm going to go ahead and explore this area and open it up. Following the coldward bank of the running water, you pass through lush meadows and tall green grasses brimming with tiny beings. Where the two rivers become one, a deep pool calls for further exploration. You have heard of swimming, but have not yet tried it. Perhaps it is time. So I should probably go ahead and open up all the areas, do all the exploration. Yeah, because there's only 2 more. And then check my tummy to see if I have any rumblies. Following the warmward bank of one of the river forks, the oily, smoky smell of the tailless is carried on the wind. You are drawing near one of their hives. It is a dangerous land, but a bold drac might learn something of their mysterious ways, or steal food, or even treasure from them. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, let me check my tumby. Yeah. Let's go for a hunt. I'm not going to go after the sheep. All right. Silently draw nearer. Oh, it's a cat. Oh no, sorry guys. I'm sorry. Ah, all right. So I missed my strike. Here we go. Oh, so maybe the cat was the wrong thing to go after. Let's go after the bunny rabbit. Fortunately, we are very sneaky. I think we got it. Yes, you strike true, destroying your prey in an instant. You feel a sense of pride and accomplishment in your skill. Delicious. In its fragrant flesh, you taste the flowers of spring, the grasses of summer, and the hidden root treasures of the fields. All right, that's some good hunting there. Let's go for something. Ah, flew away. Oh well, we got some good food. All right. What is on the docket for today? I think opening up a couple more. Let's check out some more human areas. Gosh, you can get so close to the humans, but I wonder if that alerts them and shortens your time, so maybe explore other places first. Here lies the heart of the tailless's claim within the great dark-tooth's territory. In these lands, the great diversity of the wild is outlawed. In fields of oversharp geometry, only one kind of plant grows at a time. The stench of the no-tail hive soaks the air, and most good beasts stay far away for fear of their lives. Neither the tailless nor their slave beasts will welcome you, and only the most bold or reckless of the kin would look for knowledge or wealth here. Do you dare? It's like the game is taunting me. I bet if you start exploring those places, the time starts cutting you off because they start noticing you. Alright, let's explore. Traveling riseward from the conflux reveals steep slopes and high hills. Rugged terrain such as this is not easy on the legs, but treasure is mountain's hatchling is a common saying among their drakin. Might the rocky outcroppings hide precious shine stones or perhaps something even more valuable? Yeah, I see you pulsing there. How am I looking after fighting that cat, actually? I'm in perfect health. Okay. Roaming further along the coldward bank of this part of the river brings you to a small lake. Charitable Waters Call brings many good beasts to this area, making it an excellent hunting ground for certain types of prey, but there may be other lessons here for a young drac with an open mind. Time passes. And there's one more spot to explore. Or open up, I guess. You have reached the end of one of the two river forks which give Heartbone Valley its name. Somewhere in this area lies the entrance to the deep forest, the Great Green, to which you must escape before the No-Tails find you. Do not tempt fate, but do not be too eager to leave. Once you do, you may not return, and the opportunities for new knowledge and treasure are many, both here and elsewhere in the valley. So don't click on that till you're ready. But everywhere is open up and explored. So time to start. Good fortune shines upon you this day. Nearby you find the silent form of an infant woodstrider. It is unclear what destroyed it. It has no wounds upon its tender, juicy body, but its spirit is gone, its rhythm quieted forever. With neither chase nor dance of destruction, you have found yourself a tasty meal. What will you do? I'm going to examine it more closely. It is somewhat odd that it bears no marks of battle, and though it is a bit scrawny, it did not die of hunger. Your keen senses detect some kind of swarm within it and around it, beings even tinier than the buzzing, armored tiny beings which share Earth with you. You decide to call them very tiny beings, as they cannot be seen at all with the eye, only smelled, and then only vaguely. The discovery causes a kind of disquiet within you, though you know not why. With neither chase nor dance or destruction, you have found yourself a tasty meal. I'm going to leave it. It's making gross buzzing noises. Your core cries out to you. Are you mad? This is a gift from Earth and Sun. Will you truly reject it? Yeah, I'm not going to eat it. Ignoring your core's protest, you turn and leave the strangely unmarred woodstrider hatchling where it lies. When next you come back this way, it is gone. Yeah, I think that was a trap. I think the humans are trying to tricks me. Okay. Oh, that's the stones. That's Dark Tooth. Okay, so this will be the next investigate area. Oh! Crawling outside your den in the cool of the evening, you to relieve yourself, go for a pee. You bear witness to 1,000 diminutive miracles. They are a kind of tiny being, one of the many little armored tribes who live in the undergrowth beneath the notice of mightier beasts such as yourself, but these are special. They light up the closing dusk with a beautiful light beaming from their very bodies. Their spirits burn with such fervor that you can see their glowing souls even within your eyes. Holding themselves in midair as steadily as they can, each beams forth its own radiance in a verdant symphony. Alone, each is a wonder, but together the grand dance of light sings forth a great music just on the edge of perception. We are the light which shines in the darkness. We are the moon and sun and stars. We have found the light within us and share it with all, without shame, without thought. We are the first guides of those who are lost. Seek the light within you, a hidden sun, and follow, follow. Dance, shine, to drive back the darkness. Follow the light which shall bring the dawn. We are the messengers of the great above, come to remind you of your true self. You are the light, a spark passed on by those who came before, that nothingness should be made a lie, that the truth be forever translated into new and wondrous languages of flesh. One of the living flames drifts near you, blinking questioningly. How do you react? Ignore it, consume it, add your light to theirs with a puff of flame, capture several of their kind and bring them back to your lair. Sing a promise to seek the hidden light. Simply stay and enjoy their music. Some of these seem kind of cruel. You know what? I want to sing a promise to seek the hidden light. You attempt to sing your response, but whether you use your voice or your mind, the tiny beings do not react. Eventually, you discover that individually their minds are just too simple, incapable of forming distinct images. It is only as a collective that they form an eloquent music, as if each of them were only a tiny fragment of the greater whole whose song is so beautiful and bright. Eru Iluvatar, basically. Eventually, you give up attempts to communicate. They are altogether a song, existing not to hear, but only to be heard. Your promise to seek the light within must remain a secret one, shared only with yourself. Time and your actions will determine whether that momentary oath to one day discover your true self will be kept. Whether you will become the one to discover and open the door. Air and water mastery. I wonder if I should have added them to my collection, but I feel like they just would have died. Alright, it looks like I gotta eat again. I can kind of get by. Let me... There we go. Look at him. Look at me swim. Where the Heartbone Valley creeks meet, they form a river. The waterway looms deeper here, and among the gray-green shadows you see the forms of water-bound prey. This is a realm which you have not yet experienced, but it seems to call to you. Taking a deep breath, you slide under the water. Water, it seems, caresses your body more boldly than air, and you enjoy the sensation rushing over your feathers and scales, hunger slipping from your mind. You are fascinated by the watery essence of the scaly swimmers you meet, although they swim away from you quickly, humbly. Just as you are beginning to master moving in this new landscape, you suddenly stop short. There is something in the water before you. To other beings it might seem no more than a shimmer, but to your drac eyes, open to heat and essence as well as light, it is far more. Your core writhes briefly, excitedly, as you realize you have encountered a water spirit, a pure avatar of the sacred element. Its mind song prods gently at you, and you open yourself to it. No drac would be so rude as to deny a messenger of one of the great four at least an audience. O new-begun hatchling of sun and earth, hear now my testing song. I ran down a sunlit slope, singing gently as I went. A great stone rose up before me. What did I do? Used water, so it would have gone around it. Indeed, I went around it, for I am water, and this secret is known to me. Nothing exists, around which a way may not be found. Look always for the curving path, the other way. If one's heart is pure and clear, one can dance around all things as one finds the flow of the world, and obstacles become adventures. Let us play, let us sing together again. The water spirit loops around itself in an expression of joy, dispersing its essence slowly outward until it has become the whole waterway once again. You need to breathe, so you rise to the surface, but before you do, you manage to catch a rain scale, a savory water-brown scale beast, in your jaws. That is 2 satisfying meals you have had today, although only one was for your body. Alright. That was good, because I needed to hunt. Oh no, I got sick by the deer. Your beautiful body has come under attack by countless very tiny beings, entering you as you might enter another kin's territory. They are marauding your inner world, breaking, polluting, and poisoning your essence. They did not even issue a formal how dare they? They did not even issue a formal challenge before their invasion. The entire affair is outrageously impolite and made all the more frustrating in that you are unable to burn them or hunt them. You cannot even use your mind to its regular extent. It is largely preoccupied in fighting the invisible interlopers. Your only solace is in knowing that you made the right decision by not eating the questionable flesh of a few suns ago. If this was caused by simply being near it, as you suspect, it would surely be far worse had you succumbed to the temptation. You have little appetite, but perhaps some hunting might help your body rally or exploration re-stimulate your mind. Your core is telling you to stay in your den and not move, but the no-tails continuously draw closer to discovering you, not to mention the fact that you feel restless and irritable. Darktooth may be able to provide advice, but the trek to its territory will be laborious, and its assistance, of course, is never free. What will you do? Oh, it's saying God is normal. It's got the thing like a special, so I've I'm going to do it. Hauling your embattled body over field, hill, and stream, you finally come to Darktooth's territory. It appears after a short while, though your song of enunciation is rather lacking in volume. This one smells disease within a young drac, Darktooth communicates in its usual sharp, glowing mind song. After making an appropriate offering, it elucidates. Countless beings, tiny beyond perception, surrounds us at all times. Most are harmless, but a hostile swarm is attacking your body. Should you survive, you may ultimately learn how to prevent such invasions, but for now you are subject to their predations. Resting in your lair until your body is victorious is a slow but effective solution. Alternatively, I could accelerate your recovery, though it will cause some damage to your exterior. Nah, I'm gonna thank him and return to the den. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Thank Darktooth for its wisdom and return to your den. You slink back to your den. Tomorrow is another day. You can rest if you wish to follow Darktooth's advice until the disease is defeated, or you can ignore it and go about your business. Your body will probably eventually rally on its own. Probably. Lucid dreaming ability. Oh, they're following. They're following me. That's a problem. So I probably shouldn't go anywhere near one of their settlements right now. I really gotta hunt. Ooh, badger. Lumberkin. Silently draw nearer. We're still good for a sneak. And we're gonna strike. Alright, we got a good strike, but he's not quite finished off. Dance of destruction time. Actually, flowing strike. Oh, it's almost dead. One more flowing strike. Yeah! That was a lot of meat. Look at that. That was good we went after him. Let's go after another one. Because that was a lot of meat. Alright. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. Yeah. Yes. Water beats fire. Yeah, that was a good amount of meat. If I can do that just one more time, I don't think I'll need to hunt again for a really long time. Yes. Watch out, it's a snake. All right, I am full. I am stuffed to the gills. Perfect. That means I will have plenty of time to explore. Let's take a look at the deer. Oh. Woodstriders, the crowned, beloved of the green. Many are the names for these pure, swift beings who, through quite large fur beasts, move with an almost impossible grace. You have heard of them, but this is your first encounter with a clan of their kind. All of them bear a spirit crown, which was said to have been given to them by the spirit of the Great Green. Incredibly, one of their crowns has even manifested physically, adorning its head in reality. Powerful music indeed. The twice-crowned one turns its slender head to gaze at you, and you feel something stir within your breast. You feel admiration, connection, hunger. I'm gonna say connection. What is this? Somehow you feel the beating of its rhythm, though you're too far away to do so. You see yourself. Are you seeing through its eyes? The moment hangs, suspended, and then it looks away, leading the clan deeper into the green. You know, though, that there is some connection between yourself and the noble Woodstriders. Could this be a sign, a premonition that your fates are connected in some strange way? Could they be more than simply prey to you? Gain some earth and water mastery. See, they're good writing and imagery and adventure, just going out and exploring, and you don't need this is engaging gameplay. It's just point and click, but it's engaging. You want to see what happens next. You want to see what these things have for you. You have come across a trio of lesser spearbills. They seem distracted by some kind of discussion. What do you do? Well, we're not going to attack. We're going to wait and observe. You begin to catch shards of their conversation. And so, oh great, they're philosophers. Ah, amazing. And so we must proceed with the assumption that all things can be understood given time and observation. The core elements of reality, earth, air, water, fire, are predictable and finite, and all things proceed from their motion. It cannot be denied that there is such a thing as expert knowledge, and that such knowledge has both value and merit. Thus it is that the wisest of beings gather information. Disagreement, says another, slanting its head slightly to the left. The true nature of objects is clearly unknowable. The desires of the observer, as well as the limitations of its senses, ensure that no matter how much information is collected, the true nature of external creatures, or even objects, remains forever out of reach. The wisest observer attempts to understand themselves, and by having a greater control over their own cognition, can get closer to the truth than those who remain ignorant of their own psychology. The mark of wisdom is not information, but self-knowledge. Both of you, says the third, dropping its bill briefly into the water, are making the same mistake. You are assuming that objects have a true nature to begin with. The one song is empty of all meaning and even substance. It is not that truth is hidden by the senses, that it never existed to begin with. It is but a vain hope of limited beings. A wise being does not seek to accumulate a wealth of information, nor even to understand themselves, for none of these things can be said to matter or even exist. The one song is empty, and a truly wise being knows only one thing, that they know nothing, and abandoning all needs for understanding, simply lives, free from all judgment. Okay, Nietzsche Heron. The wisdom of the Drac is renowned. Let us ask the one hiding ineffectually nearby. Oh, shit. Nearby, one suggests, and with subtle motions of their head, they turn their eyes and ears to you. What is the nature of wisdom? Is it based upon information, self-knowledge, or upon abandoning these things and simply living? Alright, wisdom is yours as the gaining of knowledge, quest of self-awareness, wisdom rooted in the enjoyment of life and accepting that all things are empty. Confess that you do not know the true nature of wisdom. Honestly, gonna be honest with them. I am Betty. I am Betty. Small Betty. We have been outdone, cries one. Humility is the base of all three paths, the common force binding all. Oh my gosh, these three stooges. Indeed, agrees the second. Knowledge cannot be gained without a realization of one's own ignorance. Self-knowledge cannot be found without understanding one's own limitations, and emptiness cannot be discovered without a release of one's own pride and self-importance. By refusing to compete, the Drac has won, says the third. We acknowledge its superiority and will relate its victory to the air. Spreading their wings, they bow their heads in unison and then take wing. Their song echoes throughout the valley. The young Drac has wisdom. Perhaps this shall bring you renown. You have certainly learned something this day about the importance of humility. Ooh, actions have improved my reputation. Oh, about halfway there. Basically, I'm trying to do these first to avoid the humans. Not that one, because that takes you out of the Great Green. Gonna check the wolfos. Oh, man, just the art and the sound design. Just kind of appreciate this for a second. You have ranged far this sun, and are returning to your lair when the dusk is suddenly split by the most beautiful sound you have ever heard. It is not the work of just one animal. Several beings are raising up a song, each of their own voices, distinct and important in the braided music which pours out from them. It can only be the mighty clan singers, whose music is renowned among all. These beautiful hunters are said to cultivate invisible shining bonds between each other's souls, binding them together in clans, which are then capable of carrying out fearsome, elaborate dances of destruction, where many move with one mind, one will, to be victorious in battle and in the hunt. Pausing, you listen to their music. We are the people of the far-telling song, who sing with one voice, which is many voices. To be alone is weakness, to be together is strength. Praise be to the great green, shard of the mother's being, pouring out sweetness in the crystal pure waters, and the ruby sweet essence of our honorable prey. Praise be to our prey, whose flesh becomes ours, givers of life, dance partners eternal. We remember with song your great sacrifice. Praise be to those who came before, our ancestors who learned to walk across love and violence, across being one and being many, and not be split in twain. Praise be to Earth, great mother of us all, for we love her and are one in her. Hear now our song of joy. We live, we live, we live. Every voice is distinct, and yet they all flow together and around each other. When two strike the same note, they instantly split apart so that each voice should always be heard, and yet each is a support and partner to every other. It is like a blessed forest, a great green of music. The clan singers' music is indeed wondrous, but their strange togetherness is somehow both right and wrong, brilliant and yet a violation of the spirit of independence, of strength alone which guides the kin. In that moment you feel fascinated by their strange unity and the power it brings them, disgusted by their foolish praise of cooperation and dependence, moved to raise your own song of joy with theirs. Indifference, these lesser fur beasts are nothing to you. Totally moved to raise your own song of joy with theirs. Heck yeah, let's sing! You find their melodious celebration of life and the great power is infectious, and a pride and a joy swells within you. As the singers do, you raise your head skyward so that your song will go out to all the four ways equally, and you sing. Mine are the people ancient of days, lords of destruction, bringing forth cleansing fire. Though alone I am strong, all shall no fear, when they face the flame within my breast, behind my eyes. Praise to earth, great mother of us all, and to sun, the great giver, eternal Father. I live and feast and grow great. I live, I live, I live. The singers cease their music for a time, listening to yours, and you feel both pride and fear, knowing you have gained their attention, and that at your age that is a very dangerous thing. On other nights you continue to hear their music, and it makes you think strange thoughts. Air, fire, and water for that one. A new day. Oh, got a new fire ability. Charge at enemies. High physical damage. Reckless maneuver may throw you off balance. Check the spider web. Oh. Look at my eye back there. The sun is still young when you come across a most fascinating lair. Suspended between plants, swaying gently in the morning breeze, it bars your way forward with utmost eloquence. It is circles, many circles, circles within circles, like the one song which holds earth and sun and all worlds like small thoughts soon to be forgotten. Droplets of water hang from the structure like tiny, fragile gems. At the center of it all, its spirit muted, almost scentless, rests a weaver. You know the Weaver tribe by reputation. Their way is old, even by the standards of the Drac. Among tiny beings, they are feared destroyers, but pose no danger at all to a great kin such as you. Your path forward, however, is obstructed by this Weaver's trap lair. Finding a way around would take effort. Not very much, but some. The easiest way to continue is through. Surely, no beast of the Great Green would think twice before forging ahead. It would be madness to worry about every tiny being you encounter. I'm not gonna take a different route, yeah. But sing to the Weaver. You take a different route. You backtrack a short distance, poking your snout through leafy fronds to find another way through. Eventually you find one. Looking backwards, you see the Weaver still there, barely alive, spirit drawn tightly within, only a hint of light escaping. Perhaps it is a prayer for some tiny being to trespass upon its sacred space so that it may feed. The mind of a Weaver is, perhaps, best left undisturbed. Strange things are sung of it. Maybe I should have sung to it, but yeah, maybe it wouldn't have responded because the little lightning bugs couldn't respond to me either. This looks like people, but ooh. As you are returning to your den at dusk, an odd keening noise draws your attention. Investigating, you discover a strange sight. Two groups of tailless beings are rotating, gyrating on their spindly hind legs, while clutching each other with their forepaws. What could this strange dance be? The dark ones are no tail givers. You can smell their musky, oily scents with each one different. But the bright ones, what are they? They appear somewhat like no-tailed birthers, but they are most certainly not. Eerily, each one of them has the exact same smell, with not a trace of difference, as though they are just one being pretending to be many. Aliens! Oh my gosh, there's aliens! They are giving off a powerful birther scent, perhaps too powerful, and laced with overtones of blackberries and lightning, and the heat radiating from their bodies makes them almost glow in your eyes. The shrill noise is coming from them, a song of sorts, their voices lifted in too perfect harmony. Oh my gosh, it's aliens or sirens. The no-tail givers seem transfixed by them, and as the dance continues, the brightlings, for that is what you have decided to call them, draw the givers in closer and closer, allowing more and more touches from their forepaws. One by one, the couples detach from the dance and retreat into the trees, each pair separate from the others. Finally, only one pair remains. What do you do? Attack the pair while they're distracted. Wait, and when they leave, follow them into the trees. Attempt to sing into the mind of the no-tail giver. Attempt to sing into the mind of the brightling birther. Return to the den. This is not something to involve yourself in. We're going to follow them into the trees. The no-tail and the brightling go a short distance into the forest, and then they start touching each other in different ways. I need an adult. I am an adult. Ultimately, it seems as though they are wrestling. Oh no. They're wrestling. They're just wrestling, kids. Although you've never known a fight to be so devoid of fear. And though the giver seems to be winning, the birther doesn't seem to mind at all. Strange. Eventually they stop their bizarre dance and the giver falls asleep. Typical. Then, before your very muzzle, the brightling birther simply disappears. No trace of it whatsoever remains, not even an scent. So, we're either dealing with the Fae or aliens. The feathers on your crest stand on end. There is something very odd, very unnatural going on here. You feel that you are in danger. What do you do? Get out of here as fast as you can. The opportunity to attack a sleeping no-tail is too good to pass up. Attack the unconscious giver. Ooh, something strange glimmers around the sleeping no-tail's neck. Try to quietly remove it. And it's green, so that means I have a good chance of doing this. Keeping your footfall slow and gradual, but your body light, you creep up on the no-tail's sleeping form and nibble through the string of woodstrider skin, freeing the object. Taking it up in your jaws, you make a silent escape. Back at your den, you find that there is something odd about the object you have found. Perhaps it is valuable in some way. Lodestone. This is a curiously ordered bit of shinestone, noteworthy for its equalish lines and stern shape, but there is more to this stone than meets the eye. Your thoughts lose a bit of their sharpness when you touch it, intimating some kind of hidden magic. Cool, I got a bit of treasure. Oh, here we go. Tailless hunters have been following your tracks. They are not yet in your den, but you must find a new home in the Great Green before you're discovered. Alright, this is cutting it kind of close, but who's that? That looks like something. Oh. It's a badger. Badger, 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 badger. Small pure waters are falling from the sky. You keep to the shadows of the trees and veil yourself in the brush to keep as dry as you can. Few beasts are out in such weather, hiding within their homes, but you are surprised to find a mid-sized fur beast standing brazenly out in the open. It is a lumberkin, one of a people renowned for tenacity and ferocity, even in the face of much larger foes. It calls out to you with a strange song. Far from frostward fields fares this flame-souled fur beast. A warrior, though age weak and winner of wars. The wind wafts forth waves of Drakens sent wayward, a final fight foretelling, fame and fortune finding. To a true fighting soul treasures too I shall tender. Come and bring claw against claw, cruelly clashing. The lumberkin's soul blazes, as if eager to escape from the narrow confines of its aging and scarred body. What do you do? Lumberkin, do not hunt Drak. Ask why it wishes to engage in a dance of destruction with you. Life is dear to all, from the smallest to greatest. Ask why it wants to throw away its existence. Ask about the 2 treasures it offers. Refuse to grant its request. Ask why it wants to throw away its existence. Of seasons so many have I seen, and my meat is now meager, brittle my bent bones. Sickness strongly assails my senses, pain my perpetual partner. No wish have I to be murdered by madness, nor slowly starve until sundered is my soul. Let my last breath be blown out in battle, a scarlet song sure send spirits starward. Gauge its strength. You inspect the lumberkin's body, which is scarred and worn from countless battles. Its age seems to be affecting it, making it less hardy and slower than its kin, but its strength rivals that of creatures many times its size. I think I have a good chance of beating it. This would be a difficult opponent for any new hatch drac. Grant its request. Okay, we're going to try this. Your ascent causes the lumberkin great joy. We got Fade with us. We got the cat, so... Let me feel the life flames of the fire foretold. Bathe me in blood, a last benediction. You cannot retreat from this fight. Stand with pride and fight with honor. Alright, it's already crippled. Oh, I already won. It fought savagely to the end. You honestly had no idea that an aged lumberkin could be such a skilled warrior. As its last breath rattles forth, it turns its bloodied eye upon you with a look of what could only be called true happiness. The lumberkin are either completely mad or wholly glorious. Perhaps they are both. It's both. Digging in its nearby den, you unearth something interesting. It is a stone the dark color of freshly spilled blood. Despite a thorough search, you find nothing else. Could it have been lying about the presence of 2 treasures here? Bloodstone. You discovered this stone in the den of the lumberkin warrior you defeated. When you hold it in your paw, your thoughts tend to turn to violence. It makes you feel both strong and hungry. That night, you have a strange dream. Many fur beasts, their bodies made of stars, are looking down on you from the vaulted dome of the sky. One, whose eyes burn with a holy fire, sings to you before it fades. Well done, young warrior. Bear now my blessing. Freed from my form, I fly to my fate. Embraced by the bold bygone, warriors of the one song, my spirit knows solace. My heart finds its home. When you wake, you feel a strange pleasure, as if you had passed a test which you did not know existed. Perhaps this was a rare true dream, or perhaps you simply feel more confident, but either way, the fire within burns brighter. Large amount of fire mastery. That was the second treasure. Gosh, this game's so good. I love the writing and just the adventure. It's going on an adventure. You can see your treasures build up. The marks on the wall. This sign you have discovered a hidden outcropping of beautiful shinestone peeking through its mother rock. This particular kind, called silver, is of some worth, but you will need either a mighty fire within or some kind of helpful tool to remove it. There is a hidden option that I don't have. I have a green to melt it. I do. It takes several mighty blasts, but your fiery breath burns like a shed scale of sun himself. The shiny treasure rock loses its hard shape, and you manage to harvest much of it, though some remains. Nice, 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 nice. All right. Now, if I remember correctly, this is This is like a dungeon? Yeah. As you explore the base of the mountain which splits Heartbone Valley, a curious scent captures your attention. It smacks of shinestone, but with a hint of fire and sweet rot. Following the scent, you come to the entrance of some kind of den. It is blocked with water-eaten shinestone, browned with decay. Some of the smells which emanate from it have hints of crystal and other stranger things. A spark of excitement runs from your forehead through to the tip of your tail. There may well be treasure here. What will you do? Attempt to rip the den cover from the mountain's embrace. Examine the cover more closely. Attempt to dislodge the cover with your weight. Let's go ahead and do that. You have grown quite a bit since hatching, and you suspect that this time-worn shinestone will break under your weight. Take a running start and leap at the cover, crashing downwards and into it. It hurts a little, but you are successful. The cover buckles and falls down the hole. Let us go down into the strange den. Once you reach the bottom of the shaft, it levels out. With some difficulty, you manage to turn so that you are moving snout first. There is almost no light in here, making your eyes nearly useless, but traces of interesting scents abound. There is something below, as well as the traces of small fur beasts moving through the area. You have made only a little forward progress when you sense something in the darkness before you. It is a bear tail, one of a tribe of small fur beasts renowned for their keen senses and knack for survival, even against great difficulties. There is something very strange about this one, however, something both wrong and right. Surprisingly, it does not flee from you, but approaches and calls out to you with its mind. 1 and 1 combine into 2. 2 and 2 combine into 4. 4 and 4 combine into many. By the enlightened mind I bear, which can grasp even number, and in the name of survival, this one brings warning. Danger awaits in the abandoned lair of the others. Guardians living and unliving bar the way below. You tempt destruction by your presence. We do not threaten, we only advise, great kin to be. You have never heard of a mere bear tail able to communicate in such a way. Normally their thoughts are shallow and easily understood. What do you do? I'm going to ask him if there's treasure. Perhaps, but there is also danger. Know that there is no treasure in all the world which is worth trading for the destruction of the self. So has the Great One spoken, and so it is. Ask about the lair. You tread within the stiff, sharp bones of a work lair of the Delvers, the sun-fearing two-legged takers from below. Though they are gone from here many turnings ago, their twisting of the Great Mother's body remains, resisting the healing beneath the time. The burning ones and their servants from among my people remain. Tread carefully, this lair hungers in strange ways. This one is never ever, enkindled envoy of the almighty beast, the undying master, most powerful of your great kin. This one is on a holy mission. The master commands it. More than this is not for you to know, O honored one. Oh, he's a servant of a Draken. I'm not going to consume him. I'm going to dismiss him. Beartail makes a slow, low-snouted gesture of submission and respect and then retreats into the darkness. It leaves not even a scent trail behind, which is slightly terrifying. A beast without a scent is a defiance of all you know to be true. Okay, so left, forward, left. I tend to go left, forward. Oh, there's a ratty. You have managed to slay the mad bear tail before it could do whatever it was trying to do with the black ball held in its mouth. You consume the corpse and take the black ball for your own. It smells rather volatile. Hang on. Oh. You have entered a large square-walled chamber filled with tens upon tens of strange pools. The round basins are filled with angry, bizarre scented substances. Even just taking some of these bizarre essences into your nose makes your mind become unstable, or makes you want to regurgitate. Others have soothing, almost seductive aromas. Most are mottled, containing odors actively at war with each other. No other living beings have been in this room for many turnings. Near the center of the room, on a piece of other mutilated rock, rests a large piece of something like shinestone, though it smells far more acrid. Most of the pools seem to have at least a trace of the scent of this strange thing in them. What will you do in the mini pool place? Gonna take the large piece of shinestone. Oh, I'm gonna have to take it and go. Yes, take it and leave. Refining stone. This spiny shinestone seems to be an object of great value raised up on a stone column in the room full of strange liquids in the abandoned lair of the Delvers in Heartbone Valley. Its scent is strange and caustic. Okay, so yes, I can return. So let's go back in. And I went left last time. May I have to go left. So let's try going right when I can. Go right. There's another rat dude. We're gonna flowing strike. So they're expecting me to use fire and blow them up. Oh, you have found a curious enclosed space. Plant organs were once gathered here into a trove, though you have no idea why. No drac would find such things valuable. Some kind of mushroomkin has built a life den, growing towers like living treasures, extending its reach through the compartment. It seems to beckon you forward. You have heard that beings such as this are wildly unpredictable. Some are harmless, even beneficial, and some terribly poisonous. Sky-shaded flecks of the fungus drift lazily through the air. A strange tang creeps through your senses. In order to investigate this any further, you will need to breathe in the progeny flecks of the strange fungus here. What will you do? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave. I think that was a trap. Okay, so let's backtrack. Go forward. Oh, that took me out. I wasted a day. Oh no, I'm still here. Oh, this vein of the tunnel seems to have collapsed from the crushing embrace of Earth. A chunk of Earth's body is here, and some of her shiny essence sparkles within. Yeah, yes. Left. Okay, right. Another ratty flowing strike. Forward. Down. Small discarded shine cells like someone been chewing on them to make a separate addition to your trove. I'm looking for real treasure. Ooh. This revealed passageway is dominated by many talons and fangs wrought of pure shinestone. A warm crimson light spills upward from below. What do you do? Drop a shiny thing down the shaft. As soon as you release the shinestone fangs suddenly whirl into a storm of sharp activity. By the time they cease their mad dance of great destruction, the shiny is gone, smashed and sliced to tiny bits. Soon the mass of circling death claws is quiet once again, but it seems clear that they can sense things somehow, and are hungry and wrathful. With all your feathers standing on end in fear and anticipation, you reach down a forepaw downwards at a pace slow as a tiny slime shell slides up a blade of grass. The fangs and claws remain safely dormant. It seems as though they react only to quicker motions. Take a deep breath, steady your nerves, and climb down the destruction-tainted shaft utterly slowly and carefully. Your core pleads with you not to do this exceptionally dangerous and unwise thing. If you slip just once, if your tail twitches too quickly, if you make the slightest normal move while climbing down, the Shinestone Destroyer will rend your flesh from your bones and smash even those pieces such that what emerges down below will not even be recognizable as a kin. A more painful and ugly death could not possibly exist to the best of your imagination. I am determined to risk painful evisceration to see what lies below. I am looking for treasure. Whatever exists below this shaft, which may well contain neither food nor treasure, cannot possibly be worth having your precious, beautiful life utterly destroyed in an instant, your body and your essence devoured by these claw-fang abominations which have not even a mind. This is your final chance to turn back. If you proceed and fail, there will be no chance whatsoever of survival. Are you truly prepared to face eternal silence just for the sake of your own curiosity? Yes, and it's green. The terror. The horror. The crushing, mind-strangling fear of knowing that even one tiny moment of impatience or imperfection would mean the worst of deaths. The slow, slow descent down that shinestone tree of destruction seemed as long to you as your entire life thus far. You nearly panicked several times, and yet, thanks to the calming, steadying earth element within you, you keep every moment slow, slow as the grass grows beside the river, slow as time raises up new kinds of bodies to house new essences. You are patient enough, calm enough, and you survive, dropping at last onto a warm and hard floor. Yes! Ooh! Waves of heat caress your form as you look around this acrid chamber. The very air shimmers, dancing with joy to be in such a place. Beartails scurry about, entering and leaving in a steady flow, largely ignoring you. Near the center of the wide-open space, in a round pit of low but intense flame, several beings are lounging. Despite the heat, they wear expressions of comfort and contentment, only slightly tinged with caution and curiosity at your sudden presence. The largest of them raises its snout, sniffs the air, and focuses its flaming eyes on you. Ah, one of the Draken! Welcome, honored guest. We rejoice at your presence. May fire, the ever-young, bless you with its many glories. What brings you to our circle, Bask? I come seeking food, I come exploring, seeking new truths, I come seeking treasure. Well, I'm going to lie. I'm seeking new truths. You are welcome to smell and taste what you may here, but the Delvers are long gone from this place. By the grace of the kin, we are its new masters. Though we are called burning ones by our furred servants, the Drak who enkindled us named us salamanders, a strange sound, but we would not dare to question our soul parents' design. We regret to inform you that there is no way further down into the great below from here. We have sealed off all ways that we may bask in peace. Tell us, have you come to elevate us further? Know you the secrets of the enkindling? I'm going to confess that I do not. The salamanders look askance, tails limp in disappointment. Ah, perhaps such things are beyond a hatchling such as yourself. And you have no news of our enkindler, the great dark one either, I suppose? No? Well, a visit from a Draken is a good omen in any case. Have you further dealings with us newborn kin to the great ones? I'm going to ask about the Drak who enkindled them. Ah, our most sacred uplifter, revealer of the new path, springer of terror to the others. The Drak who enkindled us had armor like the sightless depths of the earth which light never knew, and a mind voice which burned like ice, stabbing through our souls. It bore scars, many, many scars, won in countless battles with the others whom it hated. Indeed, even the strange magic of the Delvers withered before the great master, and they fled in terror. The Dark One stayed here for a time and enkindled us by its presence, finally moving on. Many turnings later, the Delvers attempted to regain the strange arcane face which they had lost, but we thwarted them, and now their face remains our most prized treasure. Ooh, treasure. In exchange, we keep greater threats away and allow them to take our leavings, which they combine with various things to make black substance which reacts violently when introduced to fire. It does not harm us, but other beings are severely damaged by it. In our way, perhaps we are slowly enkindling the bear tails. Ask them to share their... Ask about the bear tail servants. Indeed, even the strange magic of the Delvers withered before our great master, and they fled in terror. The Dark One stayed here for a time and kindled... Oh, finally moving on. Oh, did I already ask about that? Oh. There are many, perhaps more we can ever know. This particular clan has found usefulness in our eyes. They bring us small shiny things, and most importantly, the black firestones we rest on and which carry and sustain our flame. We also dine on them when we hunger. In exchange, we keep greater threats away and allow them to take our leavings. Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm gonna bring... Yeah. The salamanders thump their tails and roll about within your flames, clearly overjoyed. Ah, such pleasure! Many thanks, intones the largest. It has been many turnings since we felt the blessed heat of kin breath on our bodies. Please do continue. You blast forth an intense jet of fire, bathing them all in it to the best of your ability. The flaming beasts close their eyes, tongues lolling as they bask in the heat of your breath. When you at last finish, the leader selects a small piece of burnished hindstone from their trove and flings it up at you with a few thoughts of gratitude. It is almost too hot to handle at first, but it is very shiny, if small. Ask them to share their wisdom. Long have we discoursed with one another, both with body and fights and with mind and song, on the nature of blessed fire which we now bask in once we basked in water. We can impart some of the fruits of our dialogues with you, but in accordance with the way of the Drak, we will only do so if you give us shiny things. I'll give them 2 shiny things. Oh, they gave me shiny things. Okay, so I'm gonna... Salamanders lash their tails, bodies rigid in surprise. We acknowledge your right to do so in accordance of the way with the blessed Drak, but also in accordance with that way, we will fight for what is ours. Our great treasure, the face of the others, carries powerful magic and memories of the victory over the Delvers. Your race may be great, but you are a hatchling, and we are strong. Will you truly risk your body in combat with us for our treasure? Once the dance of destruction is begun, we will acknowledge no end but destruction. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Alright, it's crippled. This is working. Yeah! Got it. Their leader slain, the salamanders present you with their treasure. Have mercy upon us, O great Drak. Though small, you are strong. Take our treasure and leave our lair to us and our servants. Nothing remains here for you. False face. This Delver artifact bears some resemblance to the flattened face of a mature no-tailed giver converted into a baffling material and somehow peeled away. It smells downright bizarre and is hard to imagine that it has any real value, but the Burning Ones treasured it and is seemingly indestructible. Having obtained their treasure, you leave the Delver's abandoned lair. When you pass by the entrance again, you see it has been blocked by many stones. Afraid of your power, the salamanders must have ordered the entrance sealed by their bare-tailed servants. Ah. I missed some treasure. Nice. Nice. So I guess... You know what? I'm gonna just... I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see what's here. You have drawn dangerously near the no-tail hive. It is a cacophony of sounds and smells, the strange barking of the enslaved clan singers, the squealing songs of the tailless hatchlings, and stranger, rhythmic, striking sounds of shinestone on shinestone, mixed with the acrid smell of their oily skins, the dead beast pelts with which they cover their bodies, and the smell of the slain trees from which they make their dens. It is like something from an evil dream. Somehow they do not smell you, despite your nearness, and you doubt they could hear your footfalls through such a din, but their shinestone-clad, bronze-fang-wielding giver guardians look very dangerous. Stealth may be an option if their eyes are as weak as their noses. You could risk slipping into their hive and succeed. Your feathers are quivering, fear is resting in your throat, insistently advising you to stay away from these mysterious other beings in their unknowable way. I'm going to observe. I managed to learn quite a few things of interest. The tailless are indeed nose-blind or near to it and have poor hearing, but their sense of sight is keen. The guardians see their fellows approaching from farther away than you could, and can even identify individuals at a distance, judging by their varied reactions. It gets far worse as the shadows grow long and the sun dies, however. They see well only in the light, and darkness is a weakness of theirs. They keep small flame spirits trapped on sticks to provide light as the land darkens. They seem to limit the activities of the young, the old, the sick, the wounded, and the birthers, who are mostly confined to the dens. All of their warriors and laborers are givers, who are given more freedom, it seems, in exchange for a much higher risk of destruction. Their strange, chattering songs are nearly endless. You can hear their voices constantly within the hive. What could they possibly be communicating about for hundreds of heartbeats on end? Oh, man, same. Even more than singing feather beasts and croaking green leapers, the tailless seem to love the sounds of their own voices. Right? As though they fear silence. They emit a strange panting ha 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 sound occasionally, but you have no clue what causes it. Suddenly you are in jeopardy. A no-tail warrior slave beast, a degenerate clan singer, has smelled you and is singing an all too clear song of warning to its masters who are moving to investigate your hiding place, weapons at the ready. If you stand your ground, you will face many of them, and you know not the secrets of their method of destruction, only that they destroyed a fully grown kin on the day of your hatching. Leaving. You catch one of their flying stone fangs, which they launch from bent sticks in the shoulder, but you manage to get away alive. Yeah, you would not dare approach the hive again, at least not while still a mere infant of your kind. Yeah, I think interacting with the humans severely reduces the time you can stay in the valley. Long, clawless paw prints of the no-tails have appeared dangerously near your den, and their scent is now in the air when you awaken to each new sun. If you wait very much longer, you're likely to be discovered. You should head towards the entrance to the Great Green. Power of Disordant song your opponent's mind. Mental damage based on air mastery, slightly low effectiveness in combat. Blech. You are exploring the warmward part of the valley, staying near to the stream. The sun is particularly bold when you hear a prolonged splashing sound. It is too irregular to be water running over rocks, and too long-lasting to be a predator struggling with prey, and as you approach, the oily, odorous stench of the tailless fill the air. These are smaller than the no-tails which you saw before, their scents cleaner and newer, but still disturbing. They may be hatchlings of their kind. Two are play fighting as young fur beasts sometimes do, honing their battle skills, while two more watch, emitting a whooping, barking sound. A fifth sits alone on the bank, doing something strange with its forepaw. What do you do? I'm going to attempt to communicate. The one on the bank closest to me. Singing into its mind is harder than you expected. The sheer oddity of its thoughts and emotions make it like trying to smell a stone underwater. Eventually, however, you feel some kind of connection and paint a universal sigil for it to receive. Slowly, the hatchling looks up and then directly at you. It seems to be able to sense where you are from the communication. You expect it to panic or cry for help, but to your surprise it does not, instead forming a strange sigil of its own inside the connection. You smell a little fear, but it seems in control of itself. After some trial and error, you trade a few ideas. It does not seem to be able to communicate fluidly like a drac, or even a regular good beast, failing to intuit the meaning of many of your sigils, which you believed were written upon every mind. When it does respond, what it does communicate is lavish. It shows you a sunrise so rife with detail that you can almost see it yourself, and a lightning storm witnessed from inside a small cave. Most oddly, at one point, it shows you what looks like no-tails harming each other, an image of particular importance in its mind, but you do not understand its significance. Maintaining the communication is deeply tiring for you. The no-tail mind is full of sharp needles of hardened information, and quagmires of half-dealt-with fears. Eventually, several adults come to collect the hatchlings, and you are so distracted by the communication that you have now been surrounded. Just when you are to be discovered, though, the hatchling with whom you communicated barks at the adult about to stumble upon you, distracting it and leading it away. The hatchling has also left some shiny rocks it wore around its neck behind. Soon the no-tails are gone and you are safe. This day seems to have bred more questions than answers. Why did the no-tail hatchling lead the adults away from you? It must have known you were dangerous and would only become more so in time. The mind you saw during your communication was deeply other and very difficult for you to connect with, and yet there was a glimmer of something beneath the overcomplicated morass. Something like a bright stone hidden in a dark treetop at night, or a simple lump of gold in the midst of a swamp, like something good, something valuable, hidden in the most unlikely of places. Perhaps the lone tailless was simply unlike others of its kind, or perhaps a long, long journey of understanding was begun this sun. Time will tell. An amber circle. This circle of shiny orange stones was once hung upon the neck of a tailless hatchling. It is attractive, especially in sun's light, and the artifice by which the stones are connected is interesting. Alright, I think I'm going to explore one more place and then we're going to book. The no-tails are destroying a hill. Like ants, they are carrying its vast corpse away one piece at a time to their hive, perhaps to be eaten, although you know of no other animal which eats the very flesh of the Great Mother. Most interestingly, they have unearthed something very strange in the process. It seems to be some sort of large claw or fang, but its essence is entirely alien. Yep, I'm still going, Ord. Alien, simply being near it makes your teeth rattle and your bones quake within you. The no-tails have summoned an authority among their kind to determine how to proceed. What will you do? Ooh, we've got a special option here to sing to the slave beast the no-tails have restrained nearby. The great gazer placidly waiting nearby has a simple mind, but with patience you manage to get it to trade thoughts with you. It informs you that the no-tails do not, in fact, eat the Great Mother's flesh which they pull from the hill, but fashion various things out of it whose purpose the grazer does not know. It does, however, remember feeling this teeth-rattling essence before when it accompanied its masters to meet what it calls the diggers. They seem to be some kind of other being, tailless, and yet not quite the same as the tailless you know, who live far away from sun and fashion great things out of shinestone and jewels. Whatever this thing is they've found, it may have been lost by the diggers, and may be of some importance to them. At that point, the grazer's thoughts and opinions begin to have more and more to do with grass. It must be getting hungry, and you stop communicating with it after a few questions in a row are answered with nothing more than grass, yummy grass, in Comic Sans. What will you do? I want the thing, but I'm afraid. Your powerful flaming breath soon sets the back of the gutted hillside alight, and the no-tails scramble to investigate. The tailless leader drops the strange object on the ground, but the warrior is still standing near it, only half distracted. I'm going to try to steal the object without being noticed. Keeping the green parts of the hill for camouflage, you move from cover to cover until you're only 2 body lengths away from the artifact. You curl up, coiling your spine like a spring, waiting for the perfect moment. When the warrior turns its head at a bark call from another Talus, you silently grasp the artifact and carry it away, unseen by any of the bipedal menaces. You hear their vocalizations turn loud and agitated as you leave the area with your newest treasure safely in your jaws. A shake stick. This long forked tooth is made of shinestone or something very like it. It is laced with copper-scented veins, and some parts move very slightly when pressed. Sometimes it makes your teeth ache within your jaw when you touch it. Alright, I am for sure booking after this. I think the humans... I think my time is up. But I've got a nice collection of things... And pretty much the only thing left to explore is another human location. And I think after I explore that human location, they're going to find me. Otherwise, yeah, I think it's time. It's time to move on to the Great Green, become a young adult, and save the game for another time. You have come to a sacred place. Any good beast could sense it, a verdant gateway, redolent with laurel, mint, and sweet decay. A being more powerful than even the kin has claimed this place and what lies beyond. This is the entrance to the Great Green. The Great Green, the forest primeval where your people have hunted since the first kin emerged from its chamber. It is infinite in its beauty and its danger, changing as the turnings pass. Though its denizens of long ago are mostly gone, the spirit of the Great Green remains, forever in its perfect state of constant transformation. This is the end of Heartbone Valley, where the great dark tooth lays claim to the land, and the no-tails build their inscrutable objects. No Talus has sullied this place beyond with its otherish presence. Once you cross this threshold and take it for your own, it shall be your true home, your domain, and you may never return to Heartbone Valley unless it be by Dark Tooth's permission, or to challenge him, a feat of which you will surely be incapable for centuries. The trees sway gently, and in them you can almost see hidden shapes, visions of what may be, how you might build your life in the wild. Has the time come at last? Will you gather up your treasures and leave Heartbone Valley behind to begin the next verse in the song of your life? Yes, I am ready. Deep in your core you sense that this is the boundary of your infancy. If you continue on, there will be no returning. Are you truly certain it is time for you to leave Heartbone Valley, the place of your hatching, behind? I am sure. My bubbles. You return to your den and swallow up your treasures. You know that they are mere trinkets compared to the wonders that await discovery in your true home to be, but they represent the trials, the precious failures, and successes from which you first learned, and you will regurgitate them when you have found your lair within the Great Green. Pausing, you take one last look at the tiny den, already too small, which was your first home outside the chamber. It will become a haven for other good beasts, and you begrudge them not. You have made up your mind, and this land is no longer your home. Time to get out before the humans come. As you return to the boundary and take a single step across, your feathers rise instinctively. The spirit of the Great Green is watching you, judging you. And it is not alone in doing so. Oh! A coppery mass lunges at you from behind a nearby tree. You narrowly avoid being hit by a raking talon. Your attacker is a true kin and a hatchling as you are. From its scent, it is obviously fruit of the same creator. Oh my gosh! It's a sibling! One of its rear legs is warped, withered, and inward turned by some cruel trick of the one song. You decide to call this young kin Twist. Oh no, his leg is all messed up. It draws itself into as much of the traditional posture of challenge as it can and hisses at you. Invader! Defiler! Turn back. The heart of the great green is mine. I alone am worthy to inherit the prey-ripe realm of my creator, the land for which it suffered, for which it was destroyed. My justice shall descend upon all who enter as surely and inexorably as the fall of night. Begone or feel my wrath. Apparently, Twist has claimed the Great Green, and quite recently at that. It has not properly scent marked the border, nor does its essence yet creep through the soil or sing through the wind, as it does when the land recognizes a new monarch. What will you do? Oh my gosh. Ask about Twist and the territory it claims. Inform Twist that you are its sibling and closest kin. Offer to exchange treasure for the right to rule the Great Green. Mock its deformity. Express pity at its deformity. I'm going to inform Twist that we are siblings. Obviously, I am not nose blind. We are indeed kin within kin, but what of that? Our Creator scattered many small life fires about, many chambers. Some lay fallow, the seed of life incomplete within. I found one such and consumed it. Others escaped the chamber, but were destroyed by weakness of body, or mind, or essence. They were failures. So it is with many in this deadly yet impartial reality. Freaking Werner Herzog dragon here. But I forged a glowing greed in my core, a blue-hot desire to overcome, to gather all to myself. And I endured so that you, and so have you, kin of my kin. This sun we shall discover which of us shall inherit the territory for which our mighty Creator gave its life. I guess we're going to challenge this boy. I'm not giving up my treasure. It's fight time. Let it be so. I will show you the strength of mind which has overcome my every obstacle. There can be no hatchling among the kin who is more clever than I. As challenged, it is my right to set the terms. If you can answer 2 riddles, one after the other, I shall withdraw forever. Savor that fantasy while you can. You will not be victorious. Let the mind challenge begin. Sun and moon may rest upon me, yet I am not burdened at all. I have no face, but when I dance, I sing. Though I am not your home, still you may dwell in me for a time. But stay not too long, not too long. What am I? You think it's air? Oh. My fur and feathers are green, though my essence flows not red. Your beginning was within me, and so shall be your end. What am I? Give me food, and I shall thrive. Give me water, and I shall die. What am I? Yeah, fire. That's a good one. Get wrecked. You are victorious. Your superiority proven, Twist is forced to slither away in search of a new home. With so little land unclaimed in this world and weighed down by both youth and deformity, its chances are slim. But such is the way, the good way of the Draken. The strong survive and the weak perish. Nothing now stands in your way. It is time to cross the threshold. With essence ablaze, you enter this realm, this place of magic, this setting for the grand adventure which will be your life. The great green shall belong to you, and you shall belong to it. So it is sung by the music in your heart. You think he'll be back? He might be back. Following custom, you journey for 5 full suns after leaving Heartbone Valley. Your new home must not be too close to Darktooth's. You'll need a good and wide hunting ground, and the Elder's power should not be slighted. For revenge. You are gloriously alone. There is no trace of the No-Tails here, nor has there ever been. Their kind has never marred the heart of the Great Green, the wild forest primeval. This turning of earth draws to a close. A colder wind ruffles your feathers. The trees are shedding, their scales falling around you in golden tribute. A bone-deep fatigue sets in. Your first great sleep looms. You must find a lair to claim and a place to lay your body and your treasure. One crisp sun, you see it, a high swell of earth's flesh, a place of sight and safety. It is high enough to survey the lands around it with impunity, yet low enough to allow access for a young kin such as yourself who cannot tread the air. Near the top of the great hill, you find a source of blessed water murmuring down the stones into a small pool. The earth beside it has been hollowed out by some good beast in times now gone. It will take time, but you may be able to expand it into a proper lair. Your weary paws are unwilling to move from this place, and you drink deeply from the cool, clear water before going to sleep inside the shelter, hoping for a sign that this hilltop refuge is meant to become yours. Ooh. Symbolism. The art is just so good in this. As you sleep, you dream. Something is touching you lightly, so lightly that it is only a touch of soul, but you smell its mighty essence around you, over you. It is greater than the greatest kin, and yet less than the least. Devoid of a body, yet it holds your entire being within itself. It cradles you in a wordless song, which is the wind in the grass and the flowing waters. The trees sing prayers to it in reverent creaks and rustles. It remains with you for a time, then silently withdraws, your innermost being reaching after it as it passes from you. ... When you awaken, you know in your core that the soul of this land, the spirit wood, heart of the great green, has accepted your presence here. Your essence and mind are in agreement. This land shall be yours. All that remains is to announce your claim to the other kin, and hope that they do not challenge it. After scent marking the surrounding regions, you lift up your forepaws from the ground and spread your wings. Reaching out with voice and mind, you sing the traditional song of claiming. Here I stand under sun's gaze, my claws firmly rooted in the land. In the name of air, fire, water, and earth, I take this land unto myself. Its flesh is my flesh, and its essence my essence. All good beasts here I claim as my prey, source of my life. All treasures here I name unto myself. So it is sung, and so may it be. Only the wind answers, and as the sun fades with no challenges nor replies from any other kin, this land is now yours by right, and not a moment too soon. Your first great sleep is nearly upon you. You dig out a smaller chamber within the cave opening atop the hill and lay your body down within it. Your mind is slowly sliding downwards into a warm void. With the last of your strength, you seal over the chamber, and the darkness swallows you. The Great Big Sleepy. The Great Big Nappa. There we go, and into part 2. For the structure that we raise, time is with materials filled. Our todays and yesterdays are the blocks with which we build. Thus alone can we attain to those turrets where the eye sees the world as one vast plain and one boundless reach of sky. H.W. Longfellow, The Builders. Nappy time. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and leave it here. It seems like a good place to stop. We're in part 2, which is the young adult stage, and we will continue. Thanks for joining me for Golden Treasure the Great Green, available on Steam. Surly Teen Dragon Times. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.